Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us for the Troy, Maryville, St. Jacob Marine Chamber Virtual Job Fair. Today, we will be hearing from 4 employers hiring for various positions across multiple industries. Each employer will speak for 5 minutes to give you some information about their company, and will highlight the job openings they currently have. If you have questions at any time, please type them into the chat and we will address them during the Q&A session that will be taking place after each company has presented. Today's session is being recorded and will be made available in the employer booths for you to refer to later. Now, I am pleased to introduce you to Dawn with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. Dawn, would you like to make any introductory remarks?
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Michelle, Executive Director of the Troy, Maryville, St. Jacob Marine Chamber of Commerce. So glad that you're here today. I'd like to personally thank Illinois WorkNet and Madison County Employment and Training, who have worked many hours to put this together. We also have one tomorrow as well if you'd like to sign up. We're very excited and hope to do more in the future. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first presenter, which is Jade from Hospice of Southern Illinois.
Hi, how's everybody today? First, I would like to thank the Chamber and everybody involved with organizing this event. Again, my name's Jade Gutierrez. I'm the HR Generalist with Hospice of Southern Illinois. I'm involved with the recruitment and onboarding processes. I've been with the company for a little over 6 years now. It's a great company to work for, and I'm really proud of the work that we do with our patients, families, and out in the community. Next slide, please. So our company was founded in 1981, and we are a not-for-profit, freestanding, community-based hospice, which means we provide services wherever the patients and families may be located. Whether it's in their home, a long-term care facility, nursing home, or hospital. We currently serve 27 counties in the Southern Illinois area, and we have 2 office locations, one in Belleville and one down in Marion. Next slide, please. So it's the mission of our company to enhance the quality of life for individuals and their loved ones that are touched by terminal illness. So everything we do as a company stems around our mission statement. Our company provides specialized care and support to individuals that have been diagnosed with a terminal illness, so they may live as fully and as comfortably as possible. Meeting the needs of our patients and their families is a top priority, and we not only provide physical and emotional support for the patient, but also for their family as well. Next slide, please. So hospice can be a difficult field to work in. However, it's a very rewarding job. It is truly a calling and takes a special person. We here at Hospice of Southern Illinois consider it a privilege to care for those individuals and their families' end-of-life needs. It takes a whole team of people in different disciplines working together to give the best possible care to our patients and families. So we employ different disciplines such as RNs, LPNs, CNAs, social workers, bereavement counselors, nurse practitioners, and also administrative staff and volunteers. We are the only hospice program in the region with a full-time medical director as an employee. And we also host one of 26 PGY2 pain and palliative care pharmacy residency programs in the country. Next slide, please. So here at Hospice of Southern Illinois, we really, truly respect and value our employees. We know ensuring employee satisfaction and a positive work environment directly impacts patient care and the level of services we're able to provide. Our organizational culture is shaped by our mission statement and also our core values, which include integrity, excellence, respect, diversity, and dignity. One thing we're proud of is we recently received a Great Place to Work certification. If you'd be interested in viewing the results, a link can be found on our company's website. In addition to a mission-based career in helping patients and families in the local community, we also offer competitive pay and benefits for employees. For full-time employees, we offer such benefits as health insurance, dental, vision, and life insurance. We also have a 403B, which is like a 401k, but for a not-for-profit organization. Next slide. When we look to add new employees to our company, we're looking for someone who would help us support our mission and also share that same passion and dedication for caring for patients and families. We're an equal opportunity employer and all candidates receive the same consideration. We post our current open positions on our website, which is hospice.org/careers, and also on various job boards, such as the Troy Maryville Chamber of Commerce. Currently, we do not have any open positions. However, that is subject to change. And if you would like to email your resume for consideration, it can be sent to HR inbox at hospice.org for future consideration. Next slide. Any questions so far?
Thank you for that presentation, Jade. I would just like to let everyone know if you have any questions for Jade regarding employment with Hospice of Southern Illinois, you can enter those questions into the chat section at this time. I will relay those questions to her and we'll get those answered for you. In the meantime, Jade, I've got just a few kind of general questions that I'd like to ask you just for the folks that might be listening into this webinar at a later date. Would you be able to answer some of those?
Sure, no problem.
Excellent. So the first question I have for you is, how long does your hiring process typically take from the submission of an application to the point of being hired?
Typically it takes around 2 to 3 weeks after we receive a resume for an open position. It goes to a selection committee. We determine if we would like to move forward with the candidate. If that's the case, we schedule a telephone interview. After the telephone interview, if the hiring managers are interested, then we schedule a face-to-face interview. And then after that, a decision is made on who they would like to employ. So typically getting all that set up about 2 to 3 weeks.
Excellent. Thank you, Jade. And I know you had mentioned that you don't currently have any open positions available, but could you maybe just give an idea for the folks out there that are listening, how often new jobs do tend to be posted with your organization?
Sure. It can vary. It just kind of depends on the need of our organization and any positions that are left vacant. It can vary. We might have a position or two posted every couple months, sometimes more. The positions we usually have open is for nursing positions, RNs, LPNs, also CNAs. Occasionally we have some administrative positions open up as well.
Excellent, thank you. And I know a question especially a lot of folks have for healthcare related fields is how exactly is your organization handling COVID safety precautions?
That's been a really big concern. We've written new standards of performance and policies. We want to keep not only our employees safe, but also our patients and their families. So of course, all of our protective personal equipment, we've upped that. There's different precautions for sanitizing equipment, things along those lines. Like I said, everything kind of centered around keeping everyone involved in the care safe.
Fantastic, thank you. Do applicants need to have any sort of educational requirements prior to having any position with your organization?
It depends on the position itself. For example, our nursing positions, you have to be licensed in the state of Illinois. CNAs, they have to have completed a certification program. The other administrative positions are just kind of vary based on their role.
Fantastic. And are there any options for working remotely within your organization?
Unfortunately, there are not, due to the nature of our jobs.
And again, I just want to stress that I know you had stated that there aren't any open positions available, but just in the event that somebody in the future were to see this video for an open or vacant position that you do have, could you kind of just elaborate on how a candidate could stand out and get an interview, assuming they were qualified for the position they applied for?
Sure. I know when I look at resumes, if someone includes a cover letter explaining why they want to work for our company or how they feel that they are, the perfect fit for the role, I really tend to read those a little bit longer. It shows that the candidate, knows a little bit about our company, did some research, and really wants to join our company and be a part of a really great healthcare organization.
Fantastic, thank you. And then just kind of a final question that I always like to ask employers is, what are the opportunities for advancement within your organization? And then in particular, are there any sort of success stories that you could personally maybe attest to, including yourself?
Sure. When we do have positions open up, we do, of course, like to hire from within if anyone is interested. We also offer a benefit like tuition reimbursement. So if someone would be interested in going back to school, they would be eligible for tuition reimbursement after a year. I know the company is really big about growing our employees within the company. One actual success story is myself. When I started with the company, I started in medical records. And I have advanced my way to the Human Resources Department, first as an HR assistant, and now I'm an HR generalist.
Excellent, fantastic. Thank you for that, Jade. And I just want to remind everyone, please visit the link that's up on the screen currently. At this location, you'll be able to explore different career positions that you might be able to have with Hospice of Southern Illinois, and you'll also be able to submit a resume for review when an open position with this organization opens up. Jade, before we kind of wrap up your presentation today, are there any other closing remarks or summary statements that you'd like to make, or anything that you perhaps might have left out of your presentation?
No, I just want to thank everyone for their time and interest. And again, this has been a very helpful career fair. Everyone's had to change and adapt due to COVID. But like I said, we currently don't have any open positions, but if someone is interested and would like to submit a resume, they can also send that to hrinbox@hospice.org.
Fantastic. And I do also want to mention that in the chat section, we have also provided a link to Hospice of Southern Illinois's employer booth, and we have also put contact information for Jade. Her email is there, so if you do have any direct questions or inquiries, that you would like to send her way, you can go ahead and do so there. Thank you, Jade.
All right, thank you.
Next up, we have Gateway Regional Medical Center. Brittany, are you available to present?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. You can begin whenever you are ready.
All right. My name is Brittany Koch. I'm the recruiter here at Gateway Regional Medical Center. Gateway Regional Medical Center is your community medical provider serving the Southwest Illinois and its residents with a range of healthcare services, including inpatient, outpatient, medical, surgical, and emergency care. The hospital is well known for its comprehensive behavioral health, our surgery, and our cardiac care services. Next slide. Currently, it's no surprise to everyone that there is a current nursing shortage. So we are currently hiring for all of our floors, which would be our ICU, our behavioral health, our AMCU, our med surge, and our step down. We have night positions available, we have day positions available, and we also have our premium positions, which is our weekend option positions available on all of our floors at this time. Next slide. We also have CNA positions available on our medical floors and our behavioral health units. CNA is new to our behavioral health units, so that is definitely exciting, and we are currently expanding our behavioral health units. We're going to expand about 30 beds, so we definitely are trying to staff with all of our licensed professionals. Next slide. Our current application process is what you will do is you will go online to our website and apply. A manager or director will reach out to you for an interview. If chosen, then the manager and director will reach out to the recruiter. Then a recruiter will give you a call and work on your salary and start dates. The most important thing when you put in an application here at Gateway is that you put all of your work history on there. That is how we come up with your rate of pay. So if you do not put all of the work history that you have, then that rate of pay might be a little bit different than what you're expecting. So make sure that you always fill out the application and put all of your history on there, so that way we have a good feel of what we should be offering. Next slide. We definitely have a full benefit package as well. We have medical, dental, vision. We have a retirement and savings program, life and disability. We have an employee assistance program. We have accident and critical illness. We have identity theft protection as well, and we have a flexible spending account. We also have tuition reimbursement. We currently are partnering with SIUE, so if you have your associates in nursing and you are interested in getting your bachelor's in nursing, we have a program that you can apply to, and then your tuition would be covered. We also have a tuition reimbursement program as well that you can participate in. We have sign-on bonuses up to $15,000. Does anyone have any questions at this time?
Thank you, Brittany, for your presentation. Again, if anyone has any questions for Brittany that they would like to have answered directly, you can go ahead and enter those into the chat section, and I will relay those to her to be answered. In the meantime, again, just like I did with Jade, Brittany, do you have a few moments that you could answer just a few general questions for the folks that are tuning in?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Similarly, as I asked Jade, can you kind of elaborate on how long your hiring process typically takes?
It could take up to 24 hours or to 2 weeks.
Fantastic. And can you kind of elaborate on what a typical day would look like working for your organization? I know that'll be kind of dependent on the position, but you could just take a few of those and go from there.
So for our nursing positions, if you are a new nurse, we have a preceptor program. So you would be working with a seasoned nurse, taking you through that day in and day out, definitely making sure that you are trained. If you are a seasoned nurse, you can participate in our preceptor program where you could be a preceptor. And of course, that's extra salary dollars for you as well in teaching that new nurse. It's definitely, we're here to support our community. So just because we are the small hospital there in Granite does not mean that you're not going to see some of the bigger things that you'll see over at the St. Louis hospitals as well. So you're going to see that trauma with behavioral health. There's definitely that different aspect in nursing as well. So just because we're in a small town, it's definitely not a sleepy position.
Thank you for that, Brittany. Because obviously you're in a healthcare situation, I'm also going to ask you the same question that I did Jade. Can you just kind of elaborate on how your organization is handling COVID safety precautions?
Yeah, so we have a whole quality program department that takes on all of our safety precautions. So our nurses and all of our staff currently go through a training on PPE. PPE is delivered to our nursing teams. They're available for you at any point. We will definitely have full trainings around that. Our education department and our quality department has worked very hard to make sure that all of those resources are there for all of our employees.
And are there any particular shifts that you guys are seeking to hire for?
We are seeking, we're a 12-hour shift for our nursing department and our CNAs. So that would be 7A to 7P or 7P to 7A. And then we have that premium shift, which is a weekend option. So weekend option could be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And that position is going to be a base salary times a time and a half.
And are there any options for working remotely for the positions that you do have available?
Currently, we do not have any remote positions available.
And at what point, excuse me, I don't know if you had actually mentioned it, Brittany, but at what point is overtime pay triggered?
So you are a 36-hour week employee. So it would start to be triggered after that 40 hours.
And can you describe, excuse me, the work attire?
So currently it would be scrubs, and we do not have a color scrub at this time. So whichever color scrub that they currently have is perfectly fine.
And then as I asked Jade, could you just kind of describe for any people that do end up applying for any of these open positions that you have available, how could a candidate stand out and get an interview with your organization?
The most important thing is to make sure that you fill out the application entirely. I know it's a lot of work to upload your resume and fill out the application portion, but you don't want anyone to just miss your resume. Sometimes the managers and directors are very busy, so they'll take a look at just the profile and they'll miss the resume. So please just make sure that you fill that out completely. That is your best with our managers and directors to do so.
Can folks expect to be paid for the time they're being trained?
Yes, they do.
Fantastic. And then I'm also just going to ask you just kind of one final question, as I did with Jade. Could you just kind of elaborate on what the opportunities for advancement are within your organization? And then similarly, any sort of success stories that you might have experienced?
Yeah, so I like to say that our hospital is small but mighty. What's great about our hospital is if you get into a department, say you're in med-surg, and you really are interested in seeing what the emergency departments like, we will cross-train you in that as well. We also have what we call as a SWAT position. So what a SWAT position is kind of our float pool here. That's a premium position, and then you are trained on every single floor. So that's definitely somewhere a nurse can be. Currently, our CNO she was a nurse, then she was a manager, then she was a director, and now she's our CNO. Definitely all of our managers and directors at some point were either a nurse here or a nurse extern here, and they would work their way up.
Thank you, Brittany. And I just do want to allow you to have one more opportunity to give any sort of summary statements or include any information that perhaps you might have overlooked during your presentation at this time.
Yeah, so we do have clinics as well, and they are in multiple of our communities. They're in Troy, Maryville, Collinsville. We're all the way out in Columbia as well. So definitely just hop on our website and look at all those opening positions. I know that I just elaborated on nursing because that's our dire need right now, but there's definitely more positions available as well. So definitely check out our website on all those opening positions.
Thank you, Brittany. And I do want to mention for our folks that are tuned in today, I have also included Brittany's contact information in the chat section. In addition, I'm also going to be sure to include a link to the employer booth as well. Thank you, Brittany, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Express Employment Professionals. Nate, are you available to present?
Yes, I am.
Fantastic. You can begin whenever you're ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathan Smith. I am the Marketing and Recruiting Manager from Express Employment Professionals. We are a local staffing firm in this area. Although there are Express offices all throughout the United States, Canada, South Africa, and coming soon, New Zealand and Australia, I am affiliated with the 2 offices that are here locally in the Metro East area. We have our Edwardsville office, which has been in business for over 14 years, that works exclusively with clients in the Madison County area. It grew so large that about a little over 6 years ago, we expanded and opened a second office in Fairview Heights in St. Clair County. The other really neat fun fact about us is that we are all rooted in the community. Our owners are a husband-wife team that the husband's actually from Madison County and the wife is from St. Clair County. And they've lived in this area their entire lives. The majority of the staff, including myself, are from this area. So we are very invested in the area and helping great companies find great workers. If you could please move to the next slide. What we do is we work within companies helping fill their administrative, their industrial, as well as skilled trades and professional needs. We work with positions that cover from anywhere from entry level all the way up to management. We have full-time work, we have part-time work, we do contract work, evaluation hire, and direct hire work. The majority of our work falls underneath that evaluation hire category. That makes up about 85% of what we do. And to explain that a little bit, on the evaluation hire side, your payroll or your pay and your benefits come from us to you. You work out at a client's physical location. Once you have accumulated a specific amount of hours, on the industrial side, we're talking 500 hours. On the administrative side, we're talking 720. But once you've accumulated those amount of hours, you're then eligible to hire on to the client. Once that happens, your payroll, your benefits, everything comes from the client from that moment forward. The direct hire opportunities we do get some of those. I'd say that probably makes up about 5 to 10% of our business per year. And that is more where a company looks at us like a headhunter. They come to us to find the top HR individual, the top ARAP, plant management, what have you, whatever the position is. We go and find those top folks in the area or even outside of our area that we can bring to our area. We present them to said client. Usually in those circumstances, they like to conduct their own interview. If everything goes well and you're hired on, your payroll benefits, everything comes directly from the client. It'd be no different if you walked in and filled out an application. We do have some contract work and some part-time, but again, the majority of our work is the evaluation hire and full-time work. What our goal is as a company is to get folks into working in positions with clients where they have the ability to grow, succeed, move up within the company, and fulfill the different dreams and goals that they have. That is our bottom line goal. I would love to sit here and tell you that I could place every person that I meet, and I wish that I could. But at the end of the day, we do have to match an individual's skill sets up with what our clients need. We do also offer benefits when you're on the evaluation hire or the contract hire side. Coming from us, we offer health, dental, vision, and short-term disability. And the nice thing about our benefits is you can choose them kind of a la carte, whichever benefits work for you. And we go through that paperwork in the office. If you could go to the next slide, please. Right now, between our two counties, we have more than 100 positions available, ranging all the way up from the tippy top of Alton, Godfrey, Brighton area, all the way down towards Redbud, Waterloo, going as far out east as Highland or Fayetteville, and then of course moving west, the state line is our border. There's multiple ways to kind of view the job opportunities we have. There on the slide you can see those are direct links to each office's job openings. Another way, if you are a very smartphone savvy person and you love your apps, you may download an app called Express Jobs. And from there, you can search from there to pull up our job opportunities, what we have available. If you do use the jobs apps, please keep in mind that it will ping to the GPS of your phone and it will ask you a mile radius of how far out you want to look for positions. On our websites, as well as on the jobs app, if it's a position coming out of the Edwardsville office, no matter where its location is within Madison County, you will see it ping towards Glen Corbin because that is where our office is located. Same thing for Fairview Heights. If you're on the jobs app and you see positions that are posted that say Fairview Heights, then you know it's coming from that office and somewhere within St. Clair County. The way you can apply to us, there's a few different ways. You can go directly to the sites you see on this screen, and after you click on a position, at the very bottom of each position description, there's an Apply Now button. It'll route you to apply directly through our website. Just make sure when you get to the end of the application process that you send it to one of our offices, either Fairview or Edwardsville. Also too, when you're doing that, please make sure to put in your complete work history. The more skill sets and the more longevity we see from an individual, the more we can accurately help them and assess what positions and what clients might be good fits for that individual. So more information is definitely better. Another way you can apply to us, if you do have that Express Jobs app or you download that, you can apply directly through that app on your phone to us. And then lastly, of course, the most easiest and direct way, you can send your resume directly to us. Would you mind moving to the next slide, please? Thank you. You can see on this slide, we have the email addresses kind of right in the middle for each office. You can send your resume directly there or directly to myself. If and when you do submit your resume, please do make sure that you put it as an attachment in PDF and or Microsoft Word file format. If I don't have it in one of those two formats, unfortunately, due to our security protocols, I cannot open the file. I can't even, we're not even allowed to open Google Docs that come outside of our internal staff. If you click to the next slide, I think you've got, yep, there's my contact info. If you want to send something directly to me, you are more than welcome. Once you start the application process, whether you're doing it online or whether you're sending your resume, you will typically hear from us within 24 hours or less, either from myself or any of my recruiters or my staffing consultants. So we do have a pretty quick turnaround. Our initial process with any and all individuals is we conduct a phone interview first to get to know each other, get to understand your skill sets, get to understand what you're looking for, what your monetary requirements are, what shifts you're looking for, what geographic area you're looking for. And then we kind of go from there. If we get to the end of the phone interview and we feel that we have a position right away that matches what you're looking for and your skill sets match with them, we go through that information right there off the gate on the phone interview. And again, depending on position and client at that point, if we need to bring you into the office, we do. If for any reason during your phone interview, if we learn that what you're looking for or what your skill sets are aren't quite what we have available at the moment, please don't be discouraged. We do act as a talent agent. And since we have been invested in this local area, these two counties, for the past 14 plus years, we have a very large database and a wide wingspan of clients that we've worked with. So again, if we don't have something that fits your needs in the moment, we then take your information and start pumping that out like a talent agent would. To go over some of the positions that we have available, and I'll just do this kind of briefly in a list, just to kind of let you know what we have going on right now. And again, please do remember, these things do and can change daily as well as weekly. But to give you an idea, in the Madison County area, a couple different things we are looking for are individuals with walkie-writer experience that are looking to make overtime, because this is with a company where you'd be working 10 to 12-hour shifts. I've got multiple companies that are looking for production workers, assembly line workers, case pickers, forklift operators, HVAC technicians, welders, CDLA and CDLB drivers. Still looking for a little bit of lawn care and landscaping just to kind of wind out the season. In addition to that, on the admin side, we have some various financial positions that we're looking for folks that have different loan experience. Some of those do work at the client location, and a couple of those positions, once you're trained, they're allowing those folks to work from home. But again, these have to be folks that have loan experience. I can't stress that one enough. We're also looking for an HR generalist, someone who specializes more so in benefits and payroll. We're looking for several accounting clerks for different clients throughout Madison County. Pharmacy tech. We have 2 part-time positions available. One is a receptionist. One is making campaign calls up into the election coming up soon. That one's got some odd hours, so that would work for somebody that is looking more for some evening work or some kind of weekend, Friday, Saturday work. We're also looking for a marketing coordinator and an individual with sales experience and experience in QuickBooks. In the Fairview Heights, St. Clair County area, we are looking for, got a couple clients looking for machine operators. We have several clients throughout Dupo, Lebanon, Fayetteville, and Nashville that are looking for production workers doing different things. 2 positions I just posted today throughout our site, the chambers, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. We are looking for a financial planner as well as a logistics coordinator. And again, these positions do change kind of daily and weekly. And if there's anyone out there, if you're listening, even if any of those things I mentioned, if it's not what you're looking for, but if you have any family, any friends looking for work, we truly are looking for any and everyone that's looking for work. We want to try to help everyone that we can. Please let them know about this presentation. And just, we're happy to help. That's what we're here for, is to help connect the job seeker to the employer and make that connection and help make the counties full circle so that companies and both individuals thrive. And I want to thank you guys for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you to the Chamber, and thank you to Illinois Net.
Thank you, Nate, for that presentation. I do want to remind everyone, if you do have any questions for Nate, you can go ahead and enter those into the chat section. We'll get those answered for you. I also do want to note that in the chat section as well, there's a link to Express Employment Professionals' Illinois WorkNet employer booth as well. You can contact Nate also with the information provided in the chat section. His email is provided for there, and it's also up on the screen as well. Nate, I don't have any questions for you as your presentation was quite thorough. So at this time, I would just like to allow you to have an opportunity to just kind of make any other summary statements or include any information that you might have overlooked.
I think I pretty much covered everything. Just again, thank you for the opportunity, and just please, anyone looking for work, please, we have plenty of positions available. Please contact us and let anyone you know looking for work to please contact us. We'd be happy to speak with them. Thank you.
Thank you again, Nate. Next up, we have Geodis. Jamie, are you available to present?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jamie Loyette. I am the recruiter at the St. Louis Geodis campus, and I am very excited to have this opportunity to share some information about our company and our current openings. We are the let me start with this. Geodis is a supply chain operator, ranking one of the top in its fields. We have 5 lines of businesses. We are the 4th largest third-party logistics company in the world. So what is a third-party logistics company? It's also known as a 3PL. We are responsible for housing our customers' product ultimately. So we fulfill orders and directly distribute products to both retail and directly to customers. At Geodis, our best assets are our people, because without our employees, we could not do what we do. Next slide, please. So a little history about Geodis. Lanter Logistics was originally founded in the 70s, and it was acquired by OHL in 2015, which was a family-owned business that grew to have over 120 facilities. OHL was then bought by Geodis, which is an international company, and our headquarters is in Paris, France. Here in the United States, it is in Brentwood, Tennessee, which is close to Nashville, Tennessee. Here at the St. Louis campus, we have 10 warehouses in the area with over 5 million square feet in warehouses. Next slide, please. Geodis has thousands of customers, but this slide gives you a glance at some of them, which I'm sure many of you recognize. That's just some of our clients that we have. We can move to the next slide. Thank you. So here's a map showing where our warehouses are located at the St. Louis campus. We have one facility in Troy, Illinois. We have 6 in the Edwardsville, Pontoon Beach area, along with 2 in Granite City, and we also have 1 in Madison, Illinois. If we could go to the next slide, it will show our openings. So this is a list of our current openings that we have now. Currently, we are gearing up for our 4th quarter peak season. We are hiring for both full-time and seasonal positions on all shifts, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. We also have a weekend shift available. Our openings are ever-changing. However, the main positions we are recruiting for right now are material handlers, which is a great entry-level position for those wanting to break into the warehousing industry. We also have various operator roles open, which is using a forklift to move product, along with some line lead openings who are responsible for the operation and supervising of warehouse activities. We have hourly to management positions at our campus. So please be checking our website consistently, because the positions do change weekly. Next slide, please. Geodis offers medical, dental, and vision coverage, which begins on the 31st day of employment. We also have automatic pay increases that happen every 6 months. We have attendance bonuses and paid time off, to just list a few of our company incentives. Next slide, please. For those of you interested in any of our positions, please visit workatgeodis.com to learn more and to apply. We also will be having a job fair this Saturday, October 10th, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So please come out and see us. For more information on our hiring event, please contact me, Jamie, directly. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation, Jamie. And I do want to remind everyone again, if you have any questions that you would like to ask Jamie directly, you can enter those into the chat section and we will get those answered for you. In the meantime, Jamie, do you have just a couple minutes to answer a few questions?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Can you just elaborate a little bit on how long your hiring process takes?
The hiring process typically takes about 2 weeks. I highly encourage anyone interested in our positions and to speed up the hiring process to attend one of our hiring events.
And are folks paid for the time that they're being trained?
Yes, they are paid for orientation and training.
And can you kind of just describe what a typical day would look like working for your organization based on some of the positions that you provided?
Yes, so it varies between positions. With our material handler role, they find items on the floor and prepare them for shipment. To find these items, they use a handheld device which guides them through the warehouse using a GPS mapping system. And as for the operators, they use different types of forklifts to lift and move inventory, and they also assist with packaging, loading, and shipment needs.
Thank you, Jamie. Are there any particular shifts that you're seeking to hire for? Um,
We have positions open on all of our shifts. I would say our main shifts that we have the most openings for would be our second shift with 10 warehouses in the area. Those shifts times differ a little. Generally, the second shift is around 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. We also have a third position open, which is an overnight. Typically, those hours are between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Monday through Friday. We also have a weekend shift open as well, which I would say has the majority of our openings, those shifts.
Fantastic, thank you. And do applicants need to possess either a GED or a high school diploma to apply for any of these positions?
For our hourly positions, material handlers, operators, no.
And then another question I would just like to ask would be, how is your organization handling the COVID safety precautions?
We have created new policies and we follow all CDC guidelines and they're strictly enforced. We also provide PPE, being considered an essential employer right out of the gate. Whenever all this happened, it's something that we've taken very seriously, and we work very hard at, and I say it's very effective.
And how can a candidate stand out and get an interview with your organization?
Good question. We do have a lot of applicants who apply for us, so to stand out would definitely be having a well put together resume, and also attending one of our hiring events. Also contacting me directly. Email is probably the best way to contact me and get the quickest response. We hold weekly job fairs just so that we can get in front of the candidates. So I highly encourage attending one of those events to speak with HR and some of our hiring managers.
Thank you, Jamie. And just one final question for you, and I've actually asked this question to a few of our employers today. Can you kind of just describe what the opportunities for advancement are with your organization, and then provide any sort of success stories that you might have?
Yes, so our average tenure for our management position is about 24 years, which we're really proud of. We have supervisor roles. We have a supervisor and training role, which prepares employees to move into that supervisor role. So we do promote within, that's big within our company. We also have supervisor positions, assistant operation managers, directors, and so on. So there's a lot of room for growth at our company, especially with 10 warehouses in the area. We're one of the larger campuses. A success story, I would say, is whenever I first started here, I've been here for 3 years. I hired 2 operators, and within a year, they were promoted to being supervisors. So it is something that is very attainable at our company.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Jamie. And I just do want to remind everyone that in the chat section, I do have a link posted to Geodis's employer booth page. I also have contact information for Jamie at that location as well. I have her email address provided there if you'd like to follow up with her on any sort of positions that she covered here today. Jamie, I would just like to give you one final opportunity to provide any sort of summary statements or information that you might not have been able to cover during your presentation.
Thank you. I think I covered everything. Really hope to see all of you interested in our positions, or if you know of anyone at one of our job fairs. We are hiring for multiple material handler positions, which is an entry-level position, no experience required. Look forward to seeing everyone this Saturday. Thanks.
Thank you, Jamie. And at this point, I would like to kind of begin the wrap up of our session here today. I would just like to thank everyone who has participated, both employers and individuals that are on here as job seekers. Dawn, I would like to kind of provide you with an opportunity to give any sort of summary statements or closing remarks before we wrap up here today.
Hello, everyone. It was great. Man, I learned a ton, and I thought I knew all 4 of your job openings pretty well, but this is great. Once we get the recording, I'm going to have the intern break it down into the 4 employers, and then we can post those for you along with the application information. If the 4 of you would please email me the link that people should go to apply, that would be great. And then that way I make that happen. But thank you for everyone who attended. It was great. And, you know, Illinois WorkNet and Madison County Employment Training, we couldn't have done it without you. You guys really did all the background work. So thank you again.
Thank you, Dawn. And as Dawn stated, I just want to remind everyone that this session has been recorded and it will be uploaded to the Illinois WorkNet YouTube channel. We will also be sure to link that video to each of the respective employer booths of the employers who presented here today. And with that, I would just like to thank everyone again for attending. Have a nice day. And for those who are interested, please tune into our session for day 2 tomorrow. Thank you all.
Thank you.